Hello, everyone. Welcome to Book Club Preview. I'm Michael, and today we're looking at Charlie Thorne and the Lost City, chapter 38 and 39. And we're so close to getting to the end here. It starts off with Paulo and Gianni, and they are looking at Charlie and looking at Eve, the creature, and Eve is like, looks like she's gonna fight him. That kind of freaks out the brothers, and so they grab these huge sticks to use like clubs, and they're like, okay, we get that monkey thing next to us and smash it. Charlie doesn't like the look of this. She doesn't think she can take out both these guys. Yeah, she knows a little bit of fighting, but not like this. So she looks down at Eve and runs away. Eve follows Charlie and passes her and runs right up a tree. So Charlie follows Eve up the tree. At first, she thought, I'll just swim across the little river or whatever. But in that last chapter, when Charlie was getting close to the water, Eve had squeaked and said something, which made Charlie turn around. And Charlie remembers that. It's like, well, okay, maybe I shouldn't go into the water. So she follows Eve up the tree, and then Eve and Charlie are trying to cross the tree. Eve really easily jumps down off the tree, off the other side of the water, but Charlie's going slowly. The brothers, though, they are too big to climb up this tree, so they go into the water to kind of cross it, and it comes up to maybe about their waist. But they're kind of crossing the water. And just as they get halfway through the water, boom! A huge anaconda starts to attack and fight the brothers. I think it grabs Gianni first, and its mouth grips on his shoulder. And Charlie says that this thing is a foot long, or wide. Sorry, not even long, wide. So imagine like a snake like this big. Maybe you can Google search like the largest anaconda or something like that and look at that. Oh my goodness. And it just bites him on the shoulder and then wraps around him and starts to squeeze. Now, Paulo, he sees his brother like freaking out, not so much from the pain, but because a giant snake is about ready to eat him. So Paulo takes his stick and he starts hitting the anaconda with the stick, but that doesn't really do anything. And then the anaconda takes his tail and starts to wrap around Paulo. And so now they're both captured by this anaconda. Charlie's thinking, man, can I help these guys? There's nothing I can do. She grabs Eve and takes off. Now Milana switches over to Milana. Milana kind of wakes up a little bit. She had seen what happened to Dante, so she knew that that he had been darted. So when she felt the dart, wherever it was in her body, she knocked it off quickly. So all of the not medicine, but the dart, sleeping poison, whatever, didn't get into her body. So she woke up before Dante, but her body still had the poison in her muscles, and so she still felt really bad. And she's kind of looking, trying to understand what's going on, and then she hears this sound in the distance, and she's like, oh no. She can't move her body. She just kind of looks at Dante. Yeah, he's still alive. And she just thinks, okay, Charlie, you're on your own. And then Milana's story's over. Switches over to Esmeralda. Oh, Esmeralda has her dart gun. She's looking for Charlie, following footprints and following the footprints of her brothers. She gets over to where the water is, and she's just horrified. Her brothers, the anaconda, its mouth is opened up wide, and it's swallowing her brother. Her other brother is laying flat, dead in the water, and she's just shocked and horrified and thinking, I'm gonna kill Charlie. Yeah, I have to work with Ivan right now, and I'm gonna capture her, but I'm gonna kill her. Oh man, Esmeralda's scary. Charlie's running with Eve, and she's looking around how to get back to their city, how to get Eve back to her family, how to find Dante and Milana, and I'm using like this. It could be an actual gun, whatever. But I just like the imagine of a blowgun. Oh, Ivan darted Charlie. Just as Charlie hears the helicopter, she sees it fly by and land in the lake. And Charlie falls asleep. Next chapter, Charlie wakes up. No, she doesn't wake up quite like that. She wakes up. Where am I? What do I feel? What do I see? What's going on? And then she opens her eye. Look, oh, okay. And so she gets an idea of what's going on. She's in a helicopter. She's been probably asleep for about an hour. She feels something beside her. Oh, it's Eve, but Eve is still alive. That's good. Ivan and Esmeralda are talking at the front, and maybe they have about 15 minutes before they reach the next city. Okay, not Dante. Charlie takes a breath. Focus. Gather your wits, which is like get your head straight. Get your mind straight. So she starts to feel her fingers. Okay, I can move my body. I can do some math. Okay. She's coming back to normal. And she's like, okay, I'm ready. I can see my backpack. I can see them. I have to make a run for it. So she moves away from Eve very gently, lays her down. She has some ropes, zip ties on her wrist, but they're in front of her, not behind her. So she can kind of use her wrists. And then she decides to get up and run for her backpack. And as she's running the helicopter and her body's not that healed yet, and so she's kind of boom, kind of bonks into something. She grabs her backpack. Luckily her hands are a little bit better than her legs. She starts getting into her backpack. Esmeralda snatches it away, and she looks inside and she finds the knife that Segundo gave her, and she pushes Charlie down and has the knife. Were you looking for this? You can't fight us. And oh man, Esmeralda looks angry and crazy. Ivan quickly grabs a knife from Esmeralda, and then they start talking. And Charlie's like, no, you have to let Eve go. Capture me, but let her go. Take her back to her family. And Esmeralda's like, never. You can't tell us what to do. But Ivan was like, hey, it's okay. Like, look, we're going to treat her well. She's going to be safe. And Ivan and Charlie start to get into this debate. And Charlie says, no, we have to take her back or humans will kill her. And Ivan says something, no, it'll be okay. And Charlie says, no, it won't. And Ivan says it'll be okay. And then Ivan says, well, you know what? You might be right. And then Charlie says, listen, I'll give you Pandora. Just take Eve back and let it be a secret of this lost city. And Ivan says, deal. Yeah, I agree. Give us Pandora. Everything else, no problem. And at this, Esmeralda starts to have a debate with Ivan. No, that wasn't the deal. That's our treasure. My brothers died. Look at my face. And Ivan says, hey, you can't negotiate. You can't deal here. This is what's going to happen. You have no power. And then they start getting a little angry. And while they're fighting, Charlie opens up her container of bullet ants and goes and throws them onto Esmeralda and Ivan. Now they're so light that they don't notice them landing on their bodies. So as they're moving and arguing, slowly the ants start to get angry. And then they start to move closer and ow, ow, ow. I don't know if it got on their face or anything. But Ivan is the first one to feel it. Ah! And Ivan has a lot of training with pain. But this was a little bit different than he knows, and he just falls to the ground, with pain. And he feels like the pain will get less after a while, but it just gets worse. And Esmeralda too, Esmeralda falls down too. She's in pain. Charlie runs up to the cockpit, and she's doing something with the pilot, and then Esmeralda recovers quickly and says, "You fool, you should know that pain can't stop me." And Charlie says, "Yeah, I know, but I didn't need you to be down. I needed you to fly the helicopter." And Esmeralda says, "What are you talking about?" And then she looks at the pilot, who goes, "Ah!" And Esmeralda realizes that she has to fly the pilot because she has to fly the helicopter because the pilot is covered with pain. And that's how the chapter ends. Whew, some vocabulary. Oh my goodness, so sorry. First one, armed, means have a weapon. Menacing, wanting to do danger. Spry, energy, athletic. Pontoons, huge tubes that an airplane can use to land in the water, or a helicopter. Other vocabulary. Brandis is like the flash or show. So Esmeralda says, "Oh, you're looking for this." Deft is like quickly, skillfully. Ivan takes the knife from her. Amiable, pleasant, friendly. Seething, feeling the hate come up. You haven't shown it yet, or you haven't shared it yet, but you can. And then that's Esmeralda. Discussion question: what would you have done to escape from Esmeralda and Ivan if you were on the plane, if you were in Charlie's position, or you were Eve maybe? What would you have done? And of course, please make your own discussion question. That is all the time that we have for today. But thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Book Club Preview. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Hey, if you have any questions about the video today, please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. If you had any other vocabulary words that you wanted to know what they meant, let me know. And also, if you're interested in maybe joining one of these book clubs, please leave a comment and I'll get back to you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.